Hi, I'm Bormai. Welcome to the channel. Today's video, PC versus console. Everything you need to know, Call of Duty Warzone. So it doesn't really matter if you're a console person, if you're a PC person, there's always going to be pros and cons. There's always going to be a positive and negative, something you like, something you don't like. You know what? At the end of the day, maybe it doesn't really matter as long as you're in the game having fun. In the comments below, let me know, are you a PC player, are you a console player, and why? I definitely want to know the why you chose what you chose. The first pro we're going to talk about is definitely a PC Pro graphics card, okay? If you have a gaming PC, and I'm not talking about you're a casual gamer, you have your PC you use for other things, I'm talking about you bought and built a PC strictly for gaming. Your graphics card probably cost more than a console. Tell me it didn't. Go ahead. I'll wait. Yeah, that's what I thought. I know my graphics card costs more than a console. So, all I'm saying is your graphics are way better than a console. So, I think that's a huge thing. And console players, here's the meat and potatoes. If you have an NVIDIA graphics card and you hit Alt and F3 at the same time, it brings up a filter. Check out this filter. It brings this filter up. You can adjust your brightness, your contrast. You can adjust all kind of things here. Now, there are certain skins that you can't see in dark areas. I don't want to name them because I don't want to give them power. And if people don't know, I definitely, we're not going to bring more light to that. See what I did there? Anyway, if you're on console, you can set this NVIDIA filter brighter where you don't have those dark areas and it's not as big of an issue. Not to mention, if you're playing on PC, that's a huge plus. You have a component that maybe isn't up to par, up to date, you got a little extra cash, you upgrade it. Huge, huge pro for PC. Let's address that elephant in the room. I'm talking about aim assist. Yes, if you're a console player, unless you plugged in a mouse and keyboard, you're using a controller, and you have the best pro of all, aim assist. And I'm going to say that is a very huge perk, but I'm going to have to address this too. If you're one of those console players that say you turn aim assist off, you're either lying or you're stupid. That's like cutting your left thumb off and saying, I'm going to play on controller today only using my right thumb. Don't do it. I am a controller player. No matter if I play on PC or on console, I'm normally plugging a controller. Now, I'm going to say this. PC players, mouse and keyboard is far more accurate, especially medium to long range in Warzone. Far more accurate. The only time aim assist really benefits and has an upper hand on PC is in those up close fights when you're in a building, possibly in the same room with somebody. That aim assist kicks in better, and yes, they have a huge advantage on you. Outside of that, sniping, rifles, long range, your mouse is far more accurate, and I bet you use your mouse far more than somebody uses a controller in their thumbs. So you don't only get practice on it all day while you're working or doing other things on a computer. So, and there's not really any mouse trainers for controller. There's not a program I'm aware of. Maybe there is. If there is, leave me a comment below because I'd love to get it and start using it. But if you hate it so much, keyboard, mouse, plug in a controller. You'll have the same exact advantage. If it was so great, every PC player would be on a controller. Damn! FOV or field of view. This is, I'm going to say, a perk for PC and a con for console. Now, if you're playing Cold War, obviously Cold War, you can adjust the field of view on your console. However, you cannot in Warzone. And on console, you're stuck at an 80, which is the default for console, or default for PC too, I believe. Now, you adjust it, and you can see far better peripherals in your on your PC, and then you can go into the advanced tab and you can use affected, which also helps quite a bit for recoil on your gun. You don't get that on console, so that's also a pro for PC. As far as console goes, you're kind of stuck with where you're at, And if you're not aware of field of view, when you adjust that, if you've ever seen anybody throw a grenade or a C4 and it looks like they're throwing it 100 yards and you can only throw yours 10, that's why their field of view has been adjusted. So I would say the con here is when you adjust that field of view like this so you get more peripherals left and right, it does make your targets look further away, which in my opinion is a little bit of a con. But when I play on PC, I do adjust this to about 100, 105. That's about what I like, and it does make a big difference. Now there is a really big perk for console that you don't get with PC, and that is the ability to disable crossplay. Especially in this game in Warzone, with all the hacks and the cheating going on, it's far harder to cheat and hack on console than it is PC. It's possible to do it on console. You have to get, I believe it's called a Cronus Max. It's like a thumbstick. I don't know much about them. I've never used one. All the cheating going on, I might as well. I should probably buy one. But to me, cheating, I hate it. I don't know if you're cheating out there and you're hacking. You can't reproduce this in another game when they start policing this. I don't know why you're, you know what, I went off here, sidebar here, I digressed, I didn't mean to. So let's talk about disabling crossplay. Huge perk for console because you can get rid of a lot of the cheating and hacking, and you don't get that option in PC. In PC, they say, tough, you got to play with whoever we tell you you have to play with. There is no PC only rooms. So another perk for console. Another pro, primarily for PC again, guys. It really sounds like PC is the way to go. A pro here for PC, the amount of settings that you have to adjust on your PC that you cannot adjust on your console is crazy. There are so many more settings, even in-game settings, for your PC than there is for your console. So that's probably because your PC can handle better performance. You can have a lot more leeway on the way you want to adjust things than you do on console. Unfortunately, you're stuck to the hardware that console came with. Perk for PC, basically you have more control over things like frames. You know, you can control your frame rate. You can have a better refresh rate on your monitor. For example, on console, you are stuck to 60 frames per second, and you are stuck to 60 hertz refresh rate. Now, on a PC, you can have a refresh rate, you know, I think it's up to 144 gigahertz. You don't get that with console. And you definitely, when you start dropping frames, you can even have it up in your on your screen, and you can go in and you can find out why you're dropping frames and make some adjustments. You start dropping frames on console, which honestly is probably pretty rare, but let's say you do for whatever reason. You've got a download going on in the background that you're not aware of. It looks like lag, okay? Your refresh rate sucks, you're dropping frames, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it, and I don't even think there is a meter to tell you when that's happening. So that's a huge perk for PC. But again, I would say probably a con for PC is if you want a really good PC, you're going to pay for it. Whereas console, you get the whole bundle with what you pay for, right? Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you learned something today. I hope that this video is very informative and that you have a better understanding about your PC counterparts or about your console counterparts. If you made it this far, do me a favor and like that video. Hit that thumbs up. I'd very much appreciate it. And until next time, I'm Bormai, signing out and wishing you happy gaming. I'll see you on the battlefield.